2 years, the USDA has implemented strict guidelines in an effort to make school lunches more healthy, and those guidelines about to get even more strict.
The people who serve those lunches are worried kids won't eat lunches which meet the latest guideline. In the second part of her series, News 18's Samantha Tiki reports on a new dilemma for school lunches. Samantha.
Jeff, Gina, last night I told you about how schools have worked to meet the new guidelines and keep kids happy while eating a healthier meal. Well, the job has just gotten a bit more difficult. By this time next year, school lunches must have 10% less sodium than they do now. School lunches are already healthier in lunchrooms across Tippecanoe County as food service directors work to meet new, stricter sodium guidelines 6 months ahead of the deadline. But that doesn't mean kids are happy.
I just don't like the cheese on the pizza. I just take the cheese off and just eat the bread and the sauce.
Mashed potatoes. Why? Because they taste like water.
Schools have already started to limit sodium by using USDA-offered canned foods as well as meats and cheeses with reduced sodium levels. Food service directors say they are already aware of the complaints, but hope by preparing in advance, they can tweak the recipe.
Things are a little more bland. We still have to look at the calorie levels, the saturated fat, no trans fat, and then of course the sodium levels.
We're going to have to do more from scratch cooking. And that way we will be able to have a better control over how much sodium goes into a product.
Food service directors aren't the only ones watching sodium levels. Food manufacturers have also had to change the amount of sodium in their products, and they've had to tweak their recipes too.
The one patty we had is got thinner and thinner to where all you're just eating is the bread. And the bread's so big and the patty's so small that you can't even taste it.
Before it was almost kind of like cardboard, but they've come a long way and they've had to reformulate multiple times because of it.
And so far, the experimenting seems to be a success.
We are starting to scratch cook a little bit more, which is like our taco meat and our spaghetti sauce. That way we can control what sodium goes in that product, and the students have really accepted that, I think, better than anything.
And while some have accepted it,
It keeps you healthy and makes sure you're not sick, it helps your brain, makes you smart.
for others, the dilemma is whether to finish their tray.
I think I'm hungry because I don't mostly eat the vegetables here.
There's a lot of food that I'm throwing away, like I'm wasting a whole carton of the milk, and I don't eat any of the vegetables here.
Food service directors tell me it's still a work in progress. Again, schools must follow the new standards for sodium levels by the fall. Samantha Tiki, News 18.